Okay, Rachel,
Yeah.
quick, tell me 3 positive associations you have with summer. Quick!
S'mores
Okay,
and campfires.
okay,
Those are kind of the same thing. I know.
essentially.
And gardening.
3 negative things you associate with summer.
The beach and sunburns and mosquito bites.
You should have said positive things, horror movies, negative things, getting killed by Jason Voorhees.
I thought this was a legitimate conversation, but no.
You should know better than that. 'Cause
I really
this
should.
is Open Mic Night of the Living Dead, and this is our Summer Spectacular.
The creature's creeping right behind you. I hope you finally find a little slice of peace and light. 'Cause it comes crashing down tonight. Welcome to the open mic. When we call your name, you'll die. But there's no need to dread. This is the open mic night of the living dead.
All right, I don't know if we actually agreed on the Summer Spectacular title.
That's what I have in my notes.
Fantastic.
Spectacular, even.
I'm John,
I'm Rachel.
and we're a married couple. We met on the beach on a hot summer's day. And Rachel, she thought I had been drowning, and she started doing like she was trying to get the water out of me, but there was no water in me, and it was really anticlimactic. And so here we
But
are.
it was fun just hitting you in the chest over and over again.
And she continues to do it to this day. Well, and actually, we met at an open mic night.
That is correct.
After the beach, she took me there, and then we re-met. And so we love horror movies.
Yeah, we do.
We love making music.
Sure do.
And this week, we decided to bring some recommendations for summer horror movies, because I don't think we've done that yet.
We have not. Although some of the movies we talk about, we may have talked about in the past.
Oh, sure.
But never specifically as summer movies.
So right now, I think this airs on August 12th.
Yes.
So we're sort of on the back half of summer, but there's still plenty of time before fall hits us, which, probably is most of our favorite season. You, me, the listeners, probably all are fall people, but there's plenty to celebrate about summer, especially when it comes to horror movies. So what we decided to do, instead of doing like one long list that we're each working off of, we decided to each pick 5 summer horror films, and we're going to kind of go back and forth with our picks.
Yes, indeed.
Why don't I let you go first?
Okay, cool. I am going to start with one that I'm pretty sure you might also be a fan of. It is the 1983 classic Sleepaway Camp.
Fantastic. I think that was one of my... we also have runners-up in case there were doubles, but I figured you'd pick that.
Right. So Sleepaway Camp, 1983, directed by Robert Hiltzik, cast Felissa Rose, the lovely and delightful, who we've had the pleasure of meeting twice, Jonathan Tiersten, Karen Fields. This is a cult classic for a reason, but a shy, traumatized teenage girl attends summer camp with her cousin, and shenanigans ensue. Are we going to have spoilers? We're going to try to avoid spoilers as much as possible.
Yeah, because we don't want to recommend a movie and then ruin it.
Exactly. So highly recommend this one. It is on the weird side. It's one of the only movies about summer camp that has actual kids in the movie.
Yep.
Right? So that's one kind of cool thing. We saw this movie for the first time a couple years ago, right?
A few years ago now.
Yeah.
Probably like 4 or 5 years ago. It kind of was one of the first movies that like kind of took us down the path of weirder horror movies.
For sure.
Because I think at that point we had done like some of the main franchises and some of the major, titles. But this was recommended originally by some of our neighbors. And we watched it and we were like, oh, yes, This is wild and crazy. Now, it is not politically correct it's in fact probably would be considered politically incorrect in a lot of ways. So if that sort of thing bothers you, then maybe this isn't for you. But I think most of our listeners...
I mean, are any 80s slashers politically correct?
No, but this one is especially offensive in some areas.
I guess so.
You know, like the sort of pedophile chef.
Oh, totally. But he gets what's coming to him.
Well, but still, some of the things that are said they would not say in
right,
movies today, whether or not they were trying to paint the picture of a terrible person, they would do it in a different way than they did in this film. But
that's true. If you'll know within the first 10 or 15 minutes if this is the movie for you. Let's put it that way.
And I believe the opening line, this is not a spoiler, but the director put a dedication, but prior to anything else, that just says, this film, this is maybe not an exact quote, but this film is dedicated to my mom, a doer. That should tell you, like, immediately, what are we dealing with here?
I don't understand that.
Nobody does.
Okay. Then great. We're all on the same page.
But yes, I love this film. Like you said, cult classic. Definitely check it out. I think it's streaming in a couple of places at the time that we're recording this. It also has a couple of sequels, some like those more than others. Those are just like super campy kind of slasher flicks.
With Bruce Springsteen's sister.
Pamela Springsteen. Mm-hmm. She has a name, Rachel. And I enjoy them as well, but they don't hold a candle to the original. Is that the phrase? They don't hold a candle?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know why I'm always trying out phrases. Like, things come to my mind when we're on microphone that don't usually in regular conversation. And then I have to question myself whether I'm speaking correctly because I haven't used that phrase maybe ever.
Well, and you can use it in conversation, which is fleeting and gone unless they're recording everything we say, which is entirely a possibility. But here we are recording, so yeah. But it's great when you do try out new things.
Yep.
Whether or not they work. I like it. What is a summer movie that you really like and enjoy?
Well, I've used this opportunity to cheat a tiny little bit.
Of course you did.
To talk about a film that we may not otherwise have the opportunity to talk about very much. It is a film from 1954 by a director with the name of Alfred Hitchcock, and I'm talking about Rear Window.
Okay.
And if you have not seen Rear Window, it is gorgeous, it is classic, and it stars Jimmy Stewart and Grace Kelly.
It's really good.
Among others. And if you haven't seen it, just a real quick synopsis is that Jeff, played by Jimmy Stewart, is confined to his apartment with a broken leg. He's formerly like a big-time photographer for like magazines and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's a sweltering New York summer. A lot of open windows, sweating people doing summery things in their yards, and he's stuck in his room looking out his rear window at what's going on back there, and he thinks that he witnesses a murder. And it all takes off from there. And it really is. I just love this movie. And while it's maybe not quite horror, it's Hitchcock, it's thriller, it's horror adjacent, right? Especially for 1954.
I think 100%. And if you think about the movies that have played off it, like Disturbia, for example, like that, I think definitely is genre at the very least. I think Rear Window should be in consideration for the podcast, but that's just me. No, that's a great pick.
Yeah, I love this film, and it just looks so good. The cinematography. And I was blown away when I found out that the whole thing is in a studio.
That is one of the cooler parts. It's so crazy to watch some of these older movies. I mean, it's crazy that the 70s were 50 years ago and that the 50s were 70 years ago. So these 70 and 75-year-old movies still feel good to watch. They're still interesting. They still kind of hold your attention in ways that modern movies don't often, or do differently, I guess. Yeah.
The attention is to different things.
Yes, exactly. But that's a great pick. I did not have that on my list or my backup list.
And Grace Kelly looks like she could become a princess in this movie.
Amazing. So strange how that happens.
Would you have another movie to share with me?
I do have another movie to share with you. I was convinced we were going to have all the same movies. So
I'm going to be impressed if you have any of the ones that I did.
I'm glad that you were more creative than I was, but we did talk about this on Shark Week, I guess, which I don't know. It's a stretch. It's Piranha from 1978.
Yes.
Directed by Joe Dante, because we talked about it before because of the deadly water creatures. This time I thought it made sense because there's also a summer resort and a camp full of people swimming in the water.
Yeah.
And so this was a Roger Corman movie, definitely playing off the success of Jaws, but with Joe Dante style. And so really fun. And Dick Miller's in it.
Yeah.
Which I had forgotten, even though we just talked about this, but
that could be a whole special.
We could do a whole encore episode about Dick Miller and movies.
Yeah.
That would be pretty great. This was, the lakeside summer camp being approached by deadly genetically modified piranha. Classic.
Yeah, and you do have the camp there where like one of the characters' kids is there. Is that correct?
Yes, his kid is at the summer camp. And he's the one who's like
the drunk guy?
Yeah, the drunk guy fishing. And then they go and save a camp from a bunch of ferocious fish.
And there's the counselor that...
We have not seen the sequel or the remake, right?
I have.
You have.
I tried to get you to watch it.
I wasn't in the right mood.
I think you would have been. I can tell.
Oh, okay.
Trust me, if there's anything I can do, it's read your moods.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Bad, 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 good, bad, 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 good, bad.
Okay. When do I get to go soon too? I'm a pretty good mood reader.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know. But after all of the time we've had together, if we couldn't read each other's moods, that would be the surprise.
Yeah, that would cause bad things.
We'd be a lot unhappier. And we're pretty happy, I have to say.
For humans.
For humans.
All right.
What's your next movie?
Well, obviously, summer camp stuff is cream of the crop for summer movies. And obviously, the Friday the 13th movies, not all of them, especially Jason X, can't really necessarily be considered a summer movie, but I wanted to include one. And I thought it might be a few years before we ever randomly spin this. I thought I'd mention currently my favorite in the original franchise, or in all of them, is Friday the 13th, the final chapter from 1984. And that's part 4 for those of you who like numbers. And it was directed by Joseph Zito, who doesn't have like a huge, I think he directed like 10 movies, but he directed The Prowler in 1981, a few years before this movie. And he did a bunch of like Chuck Norris movies in the 80s. But of course, Friday the 13th, the final chapter, is the one that has Corey Feldman just at the peak of his, like he did this movie like right before Goonies.
Oh,
and
I didn't realize it was so close to Goonies.
Yeah, I think that's why he only had a tiny part in part 5 was because of the conflict with Goonies. And this movie also has Crispin Glover a year before Back to the Future comes out.
That's right.
And Crispin Glover just, if you somehow have not seen this Friday the 13th, I think to me it's like the quintessential Friday the 13th movie. It like by this point, Jason's got his mask. The filmmakers know what film they're making and like lean on that heavily. And it's kind of just a perfect 80s slasher. It moves, it's entertaining. I think it's, I would watch this before the original, if I had to choose.
And this is also the one with Judy Aronson in it, who we got to meet, and we have picture with her and a signed photo of her.
Do we have a picture with her?
I thought we got a picture with her.
We might have. I just don't know where it is.
I think we do. Somewhere on a hard drive.
Yes. If you've seen that movie, she's the one who goes out in the raft, and I won't say more than that. But yeah, I love this movie, and it's all summer. It's all Jason.
Nice. I did not put any of those movies because I figured you would, because you have them better differentiated in your mind than I do. I have a hard time still. Like once you describe it to me and say which one it is, I can remember. But I could not, if you gave me a list of them, I would have a hard time saying this is this one. And anyway.
They're all singular masterpieces in my mind.
I know.
All right. What's your third movie?
My third movie is Lake Placid from 1999.
Nice.
So directed by Steve Miner, starring Bill Pullman, Bridget Fonda, Betty White, Oliver Platt, who I've been watching a lot on Chicago Med for the last few months, which is my making dinner show.
And real quick, Steve Miner, who directed this, he directed Halloween H2O.
Oh, right. I was trying to remember what else
He
did.
directed Friday the 13th Part 2. Like, he's done a ton of movies over the years.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, he did House?
Yep.
Oh, we really liked House. That's right. So that is why that name looked so familiar.
I love the vibes of his movies.
Yeah, and we watched this a couple years ago too, but this is about a giant man-eating crocodile terrorizing a lake
In northern Maine.
which we have connections to, and it is set around a lake during tourist season. And it's funny. Betty White is amazing. It's such a cool movie. I don't think it's quite like anything else, although it certainly, I mean, it's got similarities with all of these other horror movies, right? Like big aquatic creature that eats people. But man, is it clever. I really enjoyed it. It's been a while since we've seen it, but
it's better than it has any right to be, which we say about plenty of movies. And I think a lot of people might initially be deterred by the PG-13 rating, but it's real good.
Interestingly enough, I know we've watched this in the last couple of years, but I do not have it logged. So I might have to ask you to go back in your list to see when we watched it.
I might do that for you.
Yeah, because I didn't have a rating for it.
But I might not.
Oh no, what will I ever do? You better say another movie.
Hopefully we'll get to this franchise eventually. It's a franchise, a trilogy. I guess it's a trilogy, but I'm talking about X from 2022.
Yes, I almost put that on my list.
It's directed by Ty West, who also directed The House of the Devil from 2009. That's kind of like a sleeper comfort movie for me.
I know you really like that movie. I didn't not like it. It just didn't do it for me quite as much. But maybe I'll rewatch it.
I don't like it as much as X or Pearl.
I think Pearl's my favorite of the trilogy, but that's not really a summer movie.
No. It kind of is. It certainly more so than like Maxine, which is the third in the trilogy.
Right. I barely remember Maxine.
And of course, this movie stars Mia Goth and Jenna Ortega, Brittany Snow, Kid Cudi, and others, obviously, but quite a cast for, I don't know how to, I really like the vibe of this movie.
Yes.
Very summery, kind of Texas Chainsaw, kind of summeriness, but less gritty looking.
See, I wasn't sure if it counted as a summer movie because it takes place in Texas, so it could be spring or summer or fall. But maybe I just didn't remember well enough, but it did come into my mind when I was thinking of movies in that. So it has summer vibes, even if it doesn't explicitly say that it's like a summer vacation or summertime.
Yeah, I can't say that I confirmed what season it took place in, but
right.
So in the comments, feel free to tear me apart for that if it's not a summer movie, but it's definitely good to watch in the summer. And real quickly, it's about a group of young filmmakers who rent a secluded Texas farmhouse to shoot an adult film. It's kind of like an old school tales of what could go wrong with an Airbnb.
Yeah.
Because the people who own the farmhouse live in a house on the property as well, and they're an elderly couple, and there's some shenanigans ensue.
Yeah, really, really great movie.
It's different.
Super different.
Slow vibe. It takes place in 1979, and it's kind of shot that way. It's got an old school slasher vibe that I really like.
Yeah.
As well.
But yeah, that's a great pick.
What's your next movie?
My next movie is one that we watched maybe last year. It's The Ritual.
Oh, yeah.
Directed by David Bruckner, came out in 2017. I think it's a UK film, but it was filmed in Sweden, or at least takes place in Sweden. So a group of college friends goes on a hike, friends from the UK. They go on a wilderness hiking trip, and they take a shortcut through the woods and encounter some crazy shit. Is that a good synopsis?
Yeah. Well, and also the trip takes place after they lose one of their friends.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Which I don't think is that much of a spoiler because that's part of the point of the trip. But
right.
I won't say anything more than that.
Yeah, it's a really nice movie about male friendships and relationships, definitely in the folk horror side of things. Lots of isolation in the wilderness, lots of creepy woods. If you go hiking during the summer, this is the kind of movie that might make you look over your shoulder a couple times. So I really liked The Ritual more than I expected to. Talk about vibes. It's got very, very cool Scandinavian folk horror vibes, which I like.
Well, for my fourth pick, I chose Us from 2019.
Okay. Oh, good call.
By Jordan Peele, directed by, obviously. Of course, the other movies he directed were Get Out and Nope. And he was a co-writer and producer on the 2025 film Him. And this movie stars Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke, Elizabeth Moss, and Tim Heidecker. This might not initially jump to people's minds when you're thinking of summer movies, but I wanted to go a little bit off the beaten path, and it definitely counts. It's about a family vacationing sort of at their beach house in California.
Right, exactly. And I had forgotten about that, but as soon as you said it, I was like, oh yeah, they're away at like a camp, at a cabin.
And all I'll say, I mean, there's a lot to this movie. You can
we should rewatch.
Watch it at like several different levels, I feel like.
100%.
But and a lot of you probably, if you haven't seen the movie, you kind of maybe have seen some memes or other things. But I'll just say there's some kind of scary doppelgangers involved.
Yeah.
And the horror it comes from that, and sort of the themes come from that.
It's definitely allegorical and has a lot of symbolism and stuff in it, and a lot of things that are like a bit of surrealism, but really well, which I really like. But yeah, that's a great movie. Good choice.
And it's got like beach and like boardwalk. There's a carnival, and every time I watch it, I forget how good it looks. It's a good looking movie.
Yes.
Yeah. What's your last pick?
My last pick is one we watched just recently, Wolf Creek.
That was in my backups.
Yeah, from 2005, directed by Greg McLean, with a cast of folks that I am not familiar with. John Jarrett, Cassandra McGrath, Kesty Morassi, Nathan Phillips. This is about 3 backpackers in Australia who are stranded and taken in by, meet some of the friendly locals, let's say, along the way on their trip. This is a bleak movie.
Yeah, it should have been called Bleak Creek.
Yeah, this is.
Actually, I think that's a book that was written by Rhett and Link from Good Mythical Morning. I think they have a book they wrote.
Yeah, Wolf Creek is intense. It is pretty scary and very realistic, kind of hyper realistic, very gritty, and it's based on a true story, more than most based on true stories are, I think. Or maybe like a combination of true stories.
I think that was it.
A combination of true stories, but some of the most intense parts of the movie are based on reality. And so that was kind of freaky going into it. I really like this movie, but it's very raw, very gritty, very. If you're kind of like, I like the fancy psychological horror and not the really gritty stuff, then you probably won't like this movie.
And it's not campy either.
Not campy at all. Very realistic.
But it's very well done.
Wonderfully done. Great atmosphere, tension, timing. The pacing's really good, I remember. I really like this movie a lot. And it's during the summer road trip season. It's kids on a road trip. Or, I don't know, people in their 20s who I now call kids because I'm in my 40s. So...
And I think the sequel's supposed to be pretty good, too. We haven't seen that yet, but it's the same director and everything.
And some of the same cast, I think, it became a bit of a franchise. Can it be a franchise with 2 movies?
No.
Not really. Yeah, I would love to see the sequel. I really liked that movie. What's your last movie?
All right. I went off a little bit. Not really, though, but I figured, again, that this might be one that we wouldn't get to for a while, and that is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake.
Ooh, nice.
Because the original's on our Wheel of Horror right now, so that could literally be the next movie we would watch.
Ooh, yes.
But to get to the remake from 2003, we've got several to get through before that ever happens. This movie was directed by Marcus Nispel, who actually also directed the Friday the 13th remake in 2009.
Oh, I liked the Friday the 13th remake.
Yeah, I really like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, and we'll see when we watch the original. I hope we don't lose listeners by me saying this. I might enjoy the remake better than the original, even though I, full respect to the original, and we'll see when I watch it again. And it just has never fully sat with me the way that I know that there are so many people that the original Texas Chainsaw is their favorite horror movie. And right. I think I understand why, but it doesn't click with me that way.
Me either, but it's been a while since I've seen it. So I'll have to give you my verdict after we spin it on the wheel.
And of course, this movie stars a bunch of early aughts up-and-coming actors like Eric Balfour. And of course, Jessica Biel plays, yeah. I don't know if her name is Sally in the movie like the original. It might be, but she kind of plays that part, I think, and a bunch of other people. But it is like a straight remake. It's not a requel or a reboot. These kids are driving through Texas again, kind of like X. They're not making a movie, though. These kids are, I think in the original, they're on their way to a concert. I don't know. It's been a while since I've watched both, and they're kind of crossing over in my mind a bit, the story, but either way, their car basically breaks down in the middle of nowhere, and they're kind of looking for help, and they find the opposite.
Indeed. Yeah, absolute classic. I'm not sure if I've ever seen, no, we've seen the remake. We watched it, didn't we? Yes.
I think so.
But it's been a long, long time. So I would have to take a rewatch on that for sure.
And it just looks hot.
Yes, that is what I feel like I remember the most about all of the Texas Chainsaw movies. It's like the hot dustiness, very gritty.
And I guess, wait, was that your last movie?
Yeah, because I started.
Well, since we've got a few extra movies, let's just bang through a few last recommendations. Those are our solid 10 recommendations that we came here to do.
For sure.
But here's a few more summer movies. We're not going to go into depth on them.
Okay. I had Dangerous Animals on my list, which we talked about for Shark Week as well. But Dangerous Animals came out in 2025, directed by Sean Byrne.
What else?
I also had Wrong Turn, 2003.
Ooh, we just rewatched that.
We did, with Eliza Dushku and Jeremy Sisto, who's like, where's he been?
And the guy who plays Quinn on Dexter, that I can't think of his name right now.
Desmond Harrington?
No.
Oh. Okay. That was the only other cast member that I had on there. And then I also had both I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah, I had that.
Midsommar.
I purposely excluded it because it's been on so many of our lists.
I know. And then Uncle Sam, which we just watched this year for the 4th of July.
Oh, his name is Desmond Harrington. Oh, sorry.
So you're wrong.
Yeah.
Huh.
Once
Got
a
it
year.
on tape. I mean, hard drive. Can't even say it anymore. What about you? What other movies did you have?
Well, I Know What You Did Last Summer and Wolf Creek. And I also included The Burning.
Okay.
Which, funnily enough, shows up on a lot of slasher lists. It's not near the top of my slasher list, but it's quite good. It's from 1981. It was directed by Tony Malum, and one of the notable things about this is that the screenplay was written by a guy whose name we can't say. It rhymes with Narvi Meinstein.
Oh.
So he wrote this film.
That's not what my thing says. It says his brother wrote it, and he produced it.
What's the brother's name again?
Bob.
Maybe. What are you looking at?
Letterboxd.
IMDb says Harvey Weinstein.
Interesting.
Whoops, I said it.
Oh, I've got him for story.
Oh, yes.
And then Bob Weinstein was the writer.
Screenplay.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, either way.
Either way. Scummy scum scum.
But, this was a long time, but it's a good camp slasher. Again, it's 1981, so right after Friday the 13th came out, but before a bunch of the other sequels and things came out. The killer uses some inventive ways to go about his business, and also has a young Jason Alexander.
Oh, cool.
And Holly Hunter.
What else was young Jason Alexander in?
This is it.
Wasn't he in? It was a camp movie, not this one. Unless we watched this one.
We have watched this one.
That's probably the one that I'm thinking of.
That's what I'm saying. He's not in any other summer camp slasher movies.
I had completely forgot about watching this movie.
Yeah, no, we definitely watched it, but a couple years ago.
It must have been because I logged this film. I only gave it 2.5 stars. That's probably why I didn't remember it.
I think you'd like it better than that now.
Probably.
I mean, it's not above a 3 for you, I don't think, but...
Right, but I might appreciate it a bit more.
I also had Turistas, because we watched that recently.
Okay.
Directed by John Stockwell, who also directed a movie called Blue Crush that I really liked when I was in college, like secretly, and at the end of the day.
We watched Turistas?
Yeah.
Together? No, we didn't.
Maybe we didn't.
I watched Turistas when it came out because it was Brazilian. It was like, it happens in Brazil, and I was excited about that back in the mid-aughts. But I don't think we did watch it together.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe we had talked about it.
I think we did. I would like to watch it again.
But it's got Josh Duhamel, Melissa George,
Right.
Olivia Wilde, bunch of people.
Nice.
And then I had The Cabin in the Woods.
Yes.
Which I don't know really if it was summer, right? I think. Tough to tell on some of these cabin ones, but it plays off all the others. So that's why I
Yes.
included it. If you haven't seen The Cabin in the Woods from 2012, you should go see it. Directed by Drew Goddard. And it's got Chris Hemsworth in it. I was just going to say it's got a Hemsworth in it, but. And then the last thing that I had was Eden Lake, which you have not seen yet.
Nope.
It's from 2008. A film that surprised me when I saw it. It was better than I was expecting. And there is a sexual assault trigger warning that should accompany this, I would say. So, but otherwise, really well done. A couple kind of goes out and into like a lakeside. They go camping lakeside, and they get interrupted by some hoodlums, I'll say. And from there on, things are not as they planned their vacation to be.
All right.
And it's got Fassbender in it.
Oh, we like him.
And Kelly Riley,
Okay.
who a lot of people know from those like Yellowstone-like shows. I don't know which one she's in.
Oh. What about Cabin Fever?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I assumed you would put that on your list, and I didn't, but I think neither one of us did. But Cabin Fever, also a summer movie.
Is it in the summer?
It's got to be. Pretty sure.
I always thought of that as more of a fall movie, but it's hard to tell some of these which season they.
Well, they go swimming in the lake, don't they? I guess you could go swimming in the fall, depending on if it's early fall.
Yeah, I thought it was like the start of their school year, but I could be wrong. Or that it might have been the end of their school year. I think at the beginning they're somehow on a campus somewhere, but
Interesting.
I don't know. Check it out. We'll add that as a recommendation anyway.
Yeah.
Especially if you're worried about what season it's in, just wait a couple of weeks and you can kind of straddle the summer, fall.
Yeah, late summer, early fall. That seems like a really specific time period.
So if you haven't seen some or any of these movies, we're highly recommending you check them out. And I don't know, what else you got?
That's all I got.
Well,
Except for the music. No, wait, there's no music because
but
this is a special?
there is music.
Okay.
I did something special for the music for today.
That's right.
I figured for some of these episodes that aren't like specifically an encore to another movie, so we don't have like a new demo, I've decided I'd like to go back and sort of tackle some of the old recordings we did and just spruce them up a bit for one.
Cool.
And also, right now, the only way you can listen to these songs are on these episodes. So it might have been a while since people have heard some of our earlier songs, and trying to, I haven't spent a ton of time remixing and remastering, mastering in quotes, these songs. But I figured today we'd start off where we started off with Rachel's song, The Ballad of Jack Deth, which was inspired by Trancers.
Yes.
Who's that guy with the slick back hair? Jack Deth, Jack Deth. A 23rd century cop with a cool scar. Jack Deth. He's our only hope, but he'll do it on his own terms. Singe the Trancers and their boss, leave their bodies for the worms. Who's that guy with the slick back hair? Jack Deth, Jack Deth. A 23rd century cop with a cool scar. Jack Deth. Diving for treasure, making his boss get his pants wet. Fist fights with Santa, maybe his own grandpa. Who's that guy with the slick back hair? Jack Deth, Jack Deth. A 23rd century cop with a cool scar. Jack Deth. Before he saves the world, first he's gonna try Chinese food. Kick some dumb punk's ass and save his new girl. Who's that guy with the slick back hair? It's Jack Deth, Jack Deth. A 23rd century cop with a cool scar. Jack Deth. Who's that guy with the slick back hair? Jack Deth, Jack Deth. A 23rd century cop with a cool scar. Jack Deth, Jack Deth.
All right, an oldie but a goodie.
Oh, that's so much fun. I still remember when you finished that, and it was just so exciting to hear that make the transit. So, like, the evolution of it from a quick song that was written as part of a, like, 1 hour songwriting challenge to something produced and sounding cool. And now it sounds even a little bit, like, more mature. And yeah, really cool. Awesome, babe.
Well, where can they find us?
You can find us on your favorite social media platform at OMNLDpod. You could also email us, omnldpod@gmail.com. You can follow me and my short takes on movies on Letterboxd at Chill Out Barbara. And I think that's about it.
All right. Well, next week, please join us for our deep dive
Yes.
into the Sam Raimi classic, Evil Dead 2.
We got things to say.
All right. Until then, keep watching horror movies.
See ya.
Bye.